Sally sells seashells. That's hard. All right, we're good. So, when I was homeless, I don't even want to start with that. Let's go again. All right. So, I'm telling the story. To the bottom of my eyes. Nobody's here, really. No one's ever heard the story before. I don't want to get too much into it. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jack? Sit the fuck down and be quiet. Here we go.
Wait, you're wait. Drink of water.
All right.
Stay calm. I'm gonna go. You stay there.
Okay, I'm gonna open up my chest a little bit. Get my mouth open.
Here, take a little. Get it in your mouth. Wash it around. Remember. Let's go in.
Okay, so when I was homeless, I liked to squat in woodsheds because nobody did it. Nobody thought about doing it. And I was very creative and very smart and very tricky when I was homeless. Very brazen. So, I'm sleeping in a woodshed one night and it catches fire. Long story short, I had to leave that woodshed. And I'm walking around town, I'm looking for another woodshed, and I see this big house. And I'm thinking, that's a big house. It's got a big backyard. It's got to have a shed. So I'm sneaking into the backyard. I'm looking around for a shed. I find a shed. It's like really bolted up pretty bad. And I'm like, this is fucked. So I'm walking around the house and I hear this voice and the door says to me, I'm open. And I'm like, okay. So I put my hand on the doorknob and it doesn't open and it's locked. But then God talks to me. He says, use your credit card. And I'm like, well, I've used credit cards before. It's worked. So I use my credit card and it works. And I'm inside like this garage and it's like this, there's storage everywhere, but it's like shelter. So I'm like, great. Anyways, I turn around and there's another door going into this kitchen. So I go in. I'm looking around and I notice that the lights on the microwave are on. And I'm like, the lights in the room are on. I mean, I open up the fridge and there are like frozen chickens in the freezers, okay? There is hot gas in the stove. There is running water. This is fucking awesome, right? So I'm in there for a couple of days, right? I lay out my sleeping bag. I hang up some drapes that I found in the window. And I'm living there for a couple of days eating chicken. Anyways, I do a little exploring. And I deduce that some old lady must have died and the family came in and took everything away or whatever, because all that was left was like all this artwork that had been taken off the walls and just stacked in one corner, like piled up. And then I go into the other room and there's like all this booze everywhere. I mean, we're talking brandy, 7 gallons of brandy, apricot schnapps, blackberry schnapps. Anyways, I lost it. Sorry. Where am I at? I just want a cue. Where am I at? Blackberry schnapps in the other corner. I'm walking around. Okay. Then dude, beer, staircase. I'm living like a king, right? Ah, jeez.
You're doing great. How about we start from the top of here?
No. I'm going to go from. So I'm living like a king, right? I had a DVD player, because when you're homeless, it's good to have a DVD player. I had a prescription of Klonopin, Seroquel, 7 gallons of brandy, and I'm eating frozen chickens, and then I got hot running water. So, I'm there for like 3 weeks. I'm upstairs one day, and I'm drunk off my ass with tequila, and I hear these voices outside. And I go into the other room, and I look down below, and down below there's like these 2 ladies. And I'm like, fuck, man, this is fucked, man. I said, they got to be relatives or owners or something, man. So I just start packing up my shit. I got this 50-gallon Rubbermaid can. I start packing up my shit, just throwing everything in there, because I know the shit's about to hit the fucking fan. So, turns out these ladies had to call a locksmith to get into the house. They make it through the kitchen door, and now here I am facing them in the other doorway. And they're like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, my name's Mike Atanasio, and I've been living in this house for 3 weeks. And the lady's like, I'm calling the cops. You got 2 minutes. And I run upstairs, grab my can. I mean, there's already a security guard at the door. Hey, Mike. And I'm like, fuck, right? So the ladies go upstairs into the house, make sure it's not burnt down, nothing's stolen.
Sorry.
They miraculously decide not to press charges. and the security guard lets me go after confiscating 2 bottles of brandy in my backpack. So here I am, dragging my can down the street, looking for another shed. Anyways, that's not the end of the story. The end of the story is actually about 3 or 4 weeks later when I'm walking downtown in front of the company store where Zappa's Coffee is. And this lady passes me. She says, "Excuse me, don't I know you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." No. She goes, yeah, you're that guy that was living in my grandma's house, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I guess that was me. She's like, "Did you steal anything while you were there?" And I'm like, "No, lady, I promise. I did not steal anything. I mean, I drank your brandy and ate chicken, but I promise I did not steal anything." And then she asked me if anyone else was there with me, if they stole anything. And I said, "Lady, I didn't want anybody over there with me. In fact, I even cleaned the place up kind of a little bit." She's like, "Yeah, I noticed. Well, thank you." And she turned around and walked away. That is about the time I lived in $1 million squat. That is about the time that I lived in $1 million squat. Okay, wait, just pause it for a second. Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right.
let's pause.
So how was that what I was able to push out? That was hard. I had to push that out.
That was amazing.
And I tripped.
Do you remember what you said about the carpet? Do you remember that detail?
Yeah, it was padded 2 inches thick and it was ivory white. And it was like super shag.
And you said, well, it was like walking on what?
It was like walking in Birkenstocks in your bare feet, you know? It was just like, it was awesome. It was like heaven. It's what the floors in heaven would probably be like.